This video introduces the Demo Sections library, available to all Elements Hive users. Some can be used as starting points for your own designs or serve as inspirations for implementing some Elements Hive feature. But the main purpose of the Demo Sections is to provide a learn-by-example educational resource, ideal for users who prefer to understand concepts by observing how things are created. Demo sections are grouped by Elements Hive Free and Pro versions. There is also a category for the Breakdance Unleashed video series. Given the versatility of the elements and extensions in Elements Hive, most of them have more than one demo section, and new demo sections are also added regularly. Demo sections have first-class integration with Breakdance and can be accessed from within the Breakdance design library. You can browse the available categories and insert any section into the current page. If a demo section has some custom selectors, like in the case of this section from the Stacked Containers episode in the Breakdance Unleashed series, the needed selectors will be imported automatically as well if they don't already exist on your website. Let's insert another demo section and see how we can easily investigate what settings are being used in an element and/or extension. First, you want to look at the structure panel to get a global view of the section structure. This demo section is for the Elements Hive section element, so we can edit the Elements Hive section and use the modified flag control in order to get a list of settings that have a value applied to them. Here we can see that other than the layout and size categories, this section also has settings applied in the FX layers category and the base background subcategory of the FX layers. Now we know that we should be mainly looking at the FX layers category in order to understand how this image blob background is created. Other than the solid color applied in the base background, we can see that we have one layers group, which in turn contain one layer of type image. Next, we can see that the mask option has something applied, and if we open it, we can see that a mask with a shape called Blob2 is being used. From this, we can deduce that if we want a background image with some fancy shape applied to it, we need a base background color and one layer of type image with a mask applied. We can look at the different breakpoints to check if anything changes visually. In this case, we can see that the blob changes position in certain breakpoints so that the text is always readable. If we look at the mask settings for a breakpoint where a change has occurred, we can see that several control have a blue highlight. This indicates that the settings is being overwritten at this breakpoint. And if we open the responsive settings of one of those controls, we can see all the breakpoints that have been overwritten thanks to the blue highlight indicator. Let's look at another demo section. This time, it's a demo section that showcases the use of the scatter container in combination with the draggable extension. Again, we look at the structure panel, choose the relevant element and enable the modified flag. Here as well, we can see that several settings from the scatter container element are being used, like the scatter effect category and the trigger category. We can also see that some settings from the advanced tab are also being used. The element has a position absolute. The draggable extension from Elements Hive is enabled, and we are targeting the class of the Breakdance block quote elements we have inside the scatter container, making each element draggable using the mouse or touch gestures. Settings typically have clear labels, making it easy to understand their function, especially when paired with category labels. Additionally, all elements and extensions in the Elements Hive have a dedicated documentation page on the website that explains each available setting. For most settings, you can also just experiment with a setting and get visual feedback in the builder's canvas. Here we can see that by changing the horizontal and vertical constraints under the scatter effect category, the elements are scattered and positioned within the constraints we specify. There is already a diverse list of demo sections available with more being added regularly. You should now be able to take full advantage of this resource Get inspired, learn specific implementations, and come up with your own unique versions.